All right. Are we good?
Welcome to the channel, the Surplus Boys
To
channel.
the Surplus Boys.
Indeed. Today we are finally bringing out the Big Daddy. We're bringing out the typical Americana granddaddy, your great granddaddy.
Papa Thumb.
Yes, the thumb master himself.
The Thumb Master himself. In the words of a video that has already been put out about this by administrative results, the greatest ping that ever pinged.
Yes. This is Patrick's gun, so we're gonna let.
Yeah.
He's gonna be doing most of the talking.
Unsurprisingly, this is my
Yes,
gun.
this is
But
Patrick's.
hold on a second. There's something that's wrong here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why this helmet's here.
Yeah, we don't need that.
This is the wrong helmet.
Get the out of here. No.
This
There
is
we
the right
go.
helmet. This is an M1 Garand. We all know what this. Well, most of us know. You should all know what this is, even if you don't know guns. You've played enough World War II video games.
Yes,
You
enough.
know.
Enough Medal of Honor, the old school ones, the good
Yeah.
ones.
Call of Duty World at War.
All the a lot of the old
good
school
Call of Duties. Yeah.
Even Battlefield 5, Call
And
of Duty
even-
World War II,
And even not just
movies,
Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, The Pacific.
Yes,
Insert World War II movie here. This is in it.
That's in it.
As long as the U.S. forces are in it.
Yeah.
This is a Springfield Armory made M1 Garand. It's in the 3.3 million rifle serial number range, so it puts it about
1943, 1944.
about 1943, 40. I think it's like mid 44 actually, but I could be wrong. I didn't look up the serial number. I probably should have. Out of everything I looked up, I should have looked that up. But what are you gonna do? So this was America's first semi-automatic surface rifle, and it was adopted in 1936 and served until 1957. The designer of this rifle was John Cantius Garand. He was actually a Canadian. He was not an American. Working for Springfield Armory at the time, right after, during World War I, he started at Springfield Armory, 1917 to I think 1957 is his time that he worked there. I wrote down how old he was, but I didn't write that down. He was born in 1888, died in 1974.
Pretty old.
Yeah.
I'll insert age here.
Yeah. So he first started toying around with the idea of a semi-automatic rifle right after World War I, like 1919, 1920. And didn't come to this design until I want to say 32 or 33. And then 1936, the U.S. Army adopted the final variant of it after trials and testing. The first versions of this rifle actually did not work on a long stroke gas piston. They worked on a gas trap.
Yeah.
What's the easiest way to explain
Kind of
that?
like a lot of
early semi-automatics worked
yeah, a lot
on
of
a
early
gas trap.
used a gas trap. What's the one Mauser derivative of it? It has a big huge cone on it. I
Yeah,
forget.
it was kind of that was supposed to be like that was one of Germany's ideas for a Gewehr before the Gewehr 43.
Yeah.
But this had a gas trap. Then it went to a long stroke gas piston. And, you know, you have your gas block and everything up front. These use same bayonets as Springfield 03. He kept the same bayonet design for that. The original prototype he did was actually primer actuated. I found that. I didn't know that. His original semi-automatic idea was a primer actuated semi-automatic system, which is weird.
Yeah, that is a little.
It's
weird.
really weird. That's like really early semi-automatic technology.
Yeah, that's kind of being goofy boy.
Yeah.
On a lot of that stuff.
But yeah, 1936, the U.S. Army adopts this and basically is essentially the first country to adopt and use a semi-automatic.
Yeah, as the primary.
Yeah.
There is guns before it, like the RCS 17.
Yeah, but this was the first like
rifle,
full-on.
But that wasn't.
Yeah.
Not in large numbers.
Now-
a couple other guns, kind of vague, but
Yeah.
not large scale. Like this is our primary weapon.
In 1936, obviously there wasn't a lot of Army or military troops who had these. By 1940 is when mass production really started to pick up, obviously. 1941, we'd entered the war. A lot of Marines, though, when they landed on Guadalcanal, didn't have these. They didn't get them till about...
The redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, they didn't get
Marines.
them till after Guadalcanal. But they like the Springfield 03s and Johnson rifles and stuff like that. The rifles the Marines adopt are actually kind of cool. I'd like a Johnson rifle. Actually.
Yeah, Johnson would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty damn cool.
Let me just whip out my Johnson.
Yeah, right.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
But yeah, let's talk about that for a second though. the Johnson rifle and the Pedersen rifle, which were supposed to be competitors to the M1, were made after the M1 was adopted.
Yeah.
I personally think if the Pedersen rifle was made in the same trials as this and the Johnson rifle was made in the same trials as this, the Johnson rifle might have actually been adopted.
Possibly.
Because,
it uses a rotary magazine.
Yeah, but it still feeds from the...
Yeah,
they're not...
Same 5-round strip of
they're
clips.
not making a new clip for it.
Yeah.
It feeds from the same... This isn't a Springfield stripper clip. It's same 5-round stripper clip that a Springfield feeds from.
The relative interchangeability.
Exactly.
No need to change that.
And then Pedersen just was like, you know what, screw that. We're going to make it a toggle action like a Luger.
Yeah.
And chamber it in 276 Pedersen, I think.
Yeah. Proprietary. Already losing at that point.
Now, the last generation of his rifle would take regular M1 Garand end blocks or his.
Yeah.
So,
I remember that.
Yeah. As we're on that subject, this rifle feeds from an 8-round end block. Mm-hmm. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah, if you clicked on this video and you know...
If you
don't know that part, you don't know the ping. You don't know that ping, then... welcome to the ping. Welcome.
Yeah. So, 8 rounds, 30.06. We all know that. M2 ball, 150 grain bullet. M2 ball actually varied. It was 150 to 100. I think 165.
And that's one thing with these guns too. They are, since it is semi-automatic.
Yeah.
They need to be picky.
So everybody likes to go into the fact that if you shoot modern ammunition out of an M1, it'll bend the op rod. I personally don't think that'll actually ever happen. But in my case, I did go out and buy one of these
adjustable
adjustable gas plugs. Just to be safe, I guess.
Yeah, it's safe, and also
op rods are expensive.
Yeah, some maybe not commercial, but you never know. You might come across some reloads or something like that are too weak, and they won't actually.
Exactly, and that's got a screw in it that'll allow you to.
Get the whole action to move. You know, you might have a misfeed or something.
Exactly.
Like that, so.
In this day and age, right now, with what ammo is.
Yeah. You can get specifically gassed ammo for
you can
the
get
M1
you can get
easily.
specific Garand ammo. PPU makes it. It's really good, and it's full metal jacket. It's not like the Federal stuff, which is what I mostly use, which is lead tip, which will cause some malfunctions. Not maybe one every 5 boxes.
Yeah, it takes.
It's not a lot. So these were made by a couple of manufacturers. During the war, they were made by Springfield. They were made by Winchester and Harrington Richards. Those were the 3 main manufacturers during World War II. After World War II, International Harvester said, yeah, we can make rifles. I wanted an International Harvester rifle, but they're actually like the most expensive one you can buy. Like usually Winchester tends to be the most expensive thing you can buy on military rifles. No, IHC is. This has some IHC parts, and I'll show you those markings when I take this apart later. But Beretta made these, and so did, I can't read my handwriting. Does that say Berta? Yeah. So Beretta made these for the Italians. Obviously, they used them, and then made the BM-59.
Yep.
All in all, there was 5. I always screw up with when I get into the millions. 5.45.
It's about 5.5
million rifles made. Altogether, they weigh 9.5 pounds. They're 43 inches overall on a 24-inch barrel, and 30.06, and the Navy experimented with M1s in 308 or 7.62 NATO. I'd like to get one actually in 7.62 NATO. They use same end block clips. The chamber's shorter, and there's a block in the magazine, so you can't put 30.06 in it.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, but I believe same barrel, 7.62 NATO's 30 caliber barrel.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a different barrel because they rechamber it. Actually, the early ones had a sleeve in the barrel that are known for coming out. So, aside from that, I have all the countries that adopt that. Well, okay. I don't have all the countries because there's a lot. I wrote down the ones I thought were interesting.
Yeah.
So, Austria had used these. Greece used these. The ROC, which is Taiwan, used these.
Okay.
Turkey. The funny thing, nope, that's not that. Turkey, Belgium, Japan.
That would make sense though after everything, because we did help them. Even after World War II, after the 2 atomic bombs dropped, after that, we're like, all right,
you need help.
We need to. Sorry about that.
We did the same thing to Germany.
Yeah, but sorry about that. We'll help. So obviously, we're
makes
military
sense.
personnel.
Same thing with Philippines. Philippines. Yeah. Norway had these. Norway actually, I think Norway, Greece, and Belgium were some of the biggest
Yeah,
and
I think
Austria.
because those ones you hear of. You hear of
Yeah.
the Norwegian. You hear the Greek ones.
And the Norwegian ones and the Belgian ones all have marks on them. CMP actually gets quite a few of those, or had quite a few of those. Is that South Korea? Yeah, South Korea, West Germany, right after the war.
Yeah.
Italy, the Netherlands.
Yeah, Italy. I do see those.
And
I'm an Italian collector kind of guy, so I do see that there is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want one, but we'll see.
And South Vietnam.
Yep.
Because they had the Arvin army. Pakistan got some of these, and because of not being able to fully have 30-06, they actually rechambered them in 8mm Mauser. And you can actually find some of these that are chambered in 6.5 Swede. You'll also see that there is a menagerie.
A menagerie in front, yes.
Of bayonets and
charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board, yeah. Charcuterie board.
Yes. Charcuterie board.
So, I don't have every accessory for the M1, but I got most of them. I do have a cleaning kit in the stock. This sling, obviously, is a canvas sling. It's post-war. Although people like to think that the canvas slings weren't used in World War II. They used them late 1944-45, so they did exist in World War II. This is a post-war one because it's in OD number 7 instead of what everybody likes to call khaki OD3, which is that color. This is a topic that if I don't get told to stop about, I'll ramble on for hours.
Yeah, right now I'm. You can't see it. There's a leash underneath the table.
Yeah, it's bad.
It slowly goes up his back to his neck. So
yeah, it's bad. So we'll talk about the bayonets here real quick. So this takes standard Springfield 03 bayonets. So we'll start with. This is a Springfield 03 bayonet, and we'll. There's going to be a lot of close-up in this video.
Yeah.
I'll give you close-ups of all the markings on these bayonets. This is a Springfield 03 bayonet. This one was made by Springfield in 1919. This one actually doesn't fit the gun because it's got a crack in it, but that's beside the point. They have wood grips, you know. This is the standard scabbard for World War II. World War I would be a little bit different. This is a real bayonet and a reproduction scabbard. I'll get to that in a second.
And then you have
the 1943, which this is the original scabbard with the reproduction bayonet. So that's an original.
Yeah. And the only difference is the grips, really.
Yeah, so really the only difference is the grips.
Markings in the grips.
Yeah, this one won't have any markings because it's made in China.
Oh, yeah, true.
And it's sharp. Ask me how I know.
Oh, yes.
That's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
But this is the, I believe, the 1943 style long bayonet. These are 16-inch long bayonets. They did cut down 1905 bayonets. I don't have a cut down 1905 bayonet. And then they went to this, which doesn't technically have a nomenclature for it. It's just everywhere I've looked, it's just called the M1 bayonet. And this is the short bayonet.
That one's not as pokey. It looks very, very.
Oh yeah, this one's dull, and even like
that's more blunt force trauma than.
So this is a Union cutlery. This is an original bayonet. This is a Union cutlery bayonet. This is. No, there's no manufacturer, but this is a Greek bayonet, and you can see.
Yeah, Greek issue.
Yeah, it still has a U.S. mark and a flaming bomb. You can see.
Yeah.
But this is a Greek issue bayonet, so you can see a little bit of the difference. So, and this is again original scabbard for it. And then after World War II, they went to M5 bayonet.
That's like a Dirk.
Yeah. Basically, they took the blade off of the
like
the M1. Nah, the M1 carbine.
Oh, okay.
And this goes in through the gas plug. This doesn't go in over the muzzle. So this is a little weird. I think this is a South Korean copy.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
And then that's one thing as well with the gas plug. If you have an adjustable gas,
you can't use this bayonet or the M7 grenade launcher.
Yeah. So here, I'll get that.
Yeah. So this is the M7 grenade launcher. This goes on, clips over the bayonet lug. And then this is your grenade.
That's a dummy.
Yeah,
Obviously,
this is a dummy.
The ATF would be knocking at the door if that was real.
And yeah. And then you have markings. Again, there'll be close-ups of all this.
Yeah.
You have markings, and it's how far it'll go. And this is launched with a blank.
Yeah. So your standard 30-06 blank would be.
Yeah. So that's really, like I said, we'll come in closer, and you'll see all this stuff.
For this gun.
He'll go in when he edits the video and put all the M1s in U.S. service during World War II. There's a lot.
There is a lot of. different M1 destinations, just like in the 1917 video.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm probably going to have to fill up in front of our faces how many things are designated M1.
Yep, you'll just start getting random text from me. Just be like, oh, this is an M1, that's an M1.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So.
And then, these were, for us, when were they used till?
The M1, they technically used them up to 1957.
Yeah,
because they used these
was
like 1956 or 50.
Yeah,
something like that. So they used these obviously up through Korea, and then I think the M14 came out in either 56 or 57.
Yeah, so late 50s,
yeah,
late 50s.
But
and that
National Guard troops use these.
Okay, yeah.
Because you'll see photos from Vietnam of like protests back here in the States, and they're using M1 Garands.
Yeah, well, I think for Home Guard they would have they wouldn't have the latest and greatest.
And, and the M14 also being designed by John Garand. So I was just up at Springfield Armory, and I saw a bunch of the prototype M1s that were prior to 1936, and some of them that were after, which were adapting these to take 20-round BAR magazines. Some of them were full auto, some of them were semi-auto, and then you have the developmental process of making it into the M14, and it's...
We'll put those pictures up.
Yeah, if you ever have a chance to go up to Springfield Armory, go. It's good.
Hopefully Springfield Armory doesn't get mad at us for putting them up.
What do you mean?
Like photography?
It's a national park.
Oh, okay, we're good. I'll put them up.
Yeah, it's a national park. All the photos should be free enterprise or whatever.
I don't know. I have to look that up.
Either way,
as my frickin' microphone cuts out, you
stupid piece of cock. So we'll bring you back in here. We'll take this thing apart. You're gonna watch me struggle to take this thing apart on the internet. All right. Well, now we've brought you in for a closer look at the M1 Garand and a little bit of disassembly. And, I guess we'll start with that. We'll start with some markings. Here we have our U.S. markings, U.S. rifle caliber, Springfield 30 M1, Springfield Armory. This rifle's in the 3 million serial number range. This is a 1944 date of production. I probably said that already, but that's about it for the markings. I'll go over some of the markings on the small parts because a lot of these small parts have markings on them, but I guess we'll start by taking this thing apart. First thing we'll do is make sure it's unloaded, which it is. And yeah, so take the sling out of the way, pull back and up on the trigger guard sharply, and you'll pull out your trigger assembly. Now here's those numbers I was talking about. This is actually an International Harvester trigger group, at least floor plate and everything. The hammer, I think, is Springfield and stuff. That's your trigger group. I do have the later stamped trigger guard. I need to replace that actually. So that is the trigger guard and hammer assembly. Don't need to worry about that anymore. And the stock will just lift up like so. Put that off to the side. And you are left with the basic action. This is where it gets fun. The M1 can be somewhat complicated to take apart sometimes. So starting, I'm going to pull the recoil spring out. Get your recoil spring. After you pull that out, I don't know the technical name for all these parts, so bite me.
That's backwards. It makes no sense. Look at you. Arr!
You're going to want to push that pin out. Usually use tip of a bullet. I don't have a bullet here with me, but I do have my oiler. So I'll punch that pin out. Tip of the oiler. Pull that pin out. Pull this out, which I believe is the latch and the clip eject. You have this. That is your follower, or what moves the follower. And again, there's technical names for all these parts. I don't know them. So there's those two parts. Put them off to the side. Then you can pull your follower out. There's your follower. Now take out the bolt and the operating rod. See that notch right there? Pull this back to there. Lift up, rotate down. You can pull that out. And then for the bolt, that can be kind of tricky. Pull it forward by the locking lug, twist up and out. And that is field stripped at least. You can take the gas system apart. I'm not going to do that because grease. You can actually pull off the gas tube and everything. Mine doesn't move. But there's your gas plug. This is a Schuster's something. It's an adjustable gas plug for modern day ammo. But that is, there's stock, it's down here. That is the fully disassembled M1. And now you're going to watch me struggle to put it back together. So, just do what we did in reverse. Take the bolt, fish the bolt into the receiver, put it all the way back. Next, you take your operating rod, feed it in through here, find that notch, find the notch on the back of the operating rod. There's your bolt, back in. Next, we put the rifle down, pull out your follower. Your follower rides in these two grooves right here. Follower goes in just like that. Next, you can put the piece that I don't know the name of in.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Like so. Then you can put your follower, I want to say spring, but this is what moves the follower up and down. Now you see the two tabs on that? That'll go in there like so. In there like so. And this will go in. That kind of just gets fished in there like that. And now you put your pin in. And if you did everything correctly, it'll be lined up. And if you didn't, you'll find that your clip latch or your operating rod catch is not in the right spot. So, might have to wiggle it around to get it in there like that. And then the last thing we'll do for this part is put the recoil spring in. Now, recoil spring is not all the way in. You can do a couple things here. Ow. You can work the bolt and it'll clip in. There's a couple other ways you can do it. Now you're going to take the stock. Nice. Hook the front of the stock of the front grip into the stock like so. Goes back together. Now, take your trigger guard. Put it back in the rifle. It's mine's a little tricky to line up. I'm also trying to do this behind a camera, which adds, 20 minutes to everything. I will get it, I swear. Like that. Hit that home. Function test. And that's it. That's all there is to disassembly on it. That was a little awkward. I haven't taken this rifle apart in a while. But that's all there is. Now we'll bring you back out and we'll have the conclusions of this video. Welcome back.
Conclusions.
Yeah, go buy one.
Yeah,
you need it.
Buy one.
You need it.
Everybody
needs
one.
Yeah,
every American needs one of them. Right?
Yeah.
I don't have one.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no. I'm slacking, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, no. I mean, this one's been reliable for me. Like I said, I put a Schuster's gas plug in it. That's about the only thing I've done to it. And it runs reliably with commercial ammo and does everything I want it to do and does the stabby and the pokey and the shooty. Ooh. Pardon me. This one is an original World War II wood, though. It's not in
some got restocked.
The sights are. I love the sights on this.
Yeah, it pretty much falls with any aperture peep style sight.
This is one of those. This is one of those rifles for me where it's like, what's the military surplus gun you really want? But what's the first one you bought because you can't afford the one that you really want? And the first one I bought was the model 1917, and then I bought this, and this is the one I've always wanted.
Yeah, that's well, that's one of those pinnacle things as a kid, like especially
we were watching Saving Private Ryan or any video games that were World War II. You obviously
back when we were little tykes.
Yeah,
we were. Original Medal of Honors and original Call of Duty.
Exactly, and I mean, is this actually gonna work? Yeah, well, and I mean, come on, who doesn't want? Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, that's.
just
for that alone, even if the gun doesn't actually shoot correctly,
yeah,
or none of that, at least you have that. You got the ping.
Yeah, you got the ping. That's all you need.
Got the ultimate ping.
You know, and look at how the clip landed on the table. It landed perfectly.
Cute.
Look at that.
So cute.
And I use Mobile One red synthetic grease, which is an equivalent to the Luber plate that you can buy. And you can actually buy the Luber plate that they made for this gun in 1940, whatever. Still, Midway USA sells it. But yeah, I mean, it good gun. Yeah, I think this is the pinnacle of American engineering, honestly. Like not taking away from like Stoner, because Stoner did with his ideas on the AR were groundbreaking at the time. But I think this is the pinnacle of American firearms, at least for battle rifles, because this is a battle rifle.
Yeah, technically.
You know, and M16 is an assault rifle, so there is apples to oranges there.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah. When it comes to a big zesty cartridge, instead of an intermediate cartridge, this is the pinnacle pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, there's M14, but
it's in 308.
It's in 308, so it's a little.
There's also the FAL.
A little less power. Yeah, FAL. I mean, that's right arm of the free world, but
yeah,
that thing's also what 12, 13 pounds.
Yeah, when they said 9 pounds, I didn't believe them actually.
Yeah, this is light comparatively to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a detachable box magazine, but
8 rounds 30-06 is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
So
spicy meatball.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy, delicious meatball. It's a fine crafted meatball. Like
it's
Grandma took her freaking time.
Nah, in the words
took her time, all the love and care, the different meats, and the different seasonings in that meatball to make this bad boy.
Here's a reference. In the words of David Freiberger, it's a fine automobile.
Yes, fine automobile.
Yeah, it is. This is good weapon. Go buy one.
Yes. And then we'll leave you with that.
Well, actually, the last thing I'm going to say is through the CMP, you have to do a lot to get one of these. Like you have to join collectors club, stuff like that. But you can get them through CMP still, and you can get them. I think the rack grades are like $700. Like that's decent. You can get. I think the most expensive you're going to pay for one through CMP is like $15, and that's an expert grade.
Well, but like that fits in the realm of buying it from like a gun store or something like that.
Yeah.
Low end, it's around what you bought, like 13. Some of them go up to like 2.
Yeah, like the sniper variants that we didn't talk about.
Well, no, that's probably way higher than that.
They're actually not that expensive.
Really? No, I wouldn't expect
like the
that.
sniper variants that we didn't even touch upon at all, like the M1C, the M1D. Forgotten Weapons has videos on them. Go watch them.
Pretty much most places, websites, things you'll go to. We'll go back to the glorious and controversial RTI. They do sell these.
I would not buy an M1 from them personally.
Yeah, they do give a better description.
Yeah.
Of these comparatively to all of their other guns on their website.
Same thing with like the model 1917s though too. They give a better description of those guns.
No, I think with these they're not. They usually put like a stock item of like, oh yeah, we have these. You can order one, and your description is very vague. It's like it could
usually
be this,
tells you it has decent bore,
yeah, it could
bad
be this,
bore.
Could be that.
Yeah.
No, each one is individually sold, and it tells you like bore gauge, actual depth, and things
Which
like
is
that.
how the CMP sells these.
You know, the date and stuff like that, and they try to get more information out on these.
Personally, I'm pretty sure those M1s came out of Ethiopia because they had Ethiopia.
Yeah, it's either there or some of them. I know they get stuff from Italy. So I mean, Italians were given these after World War II. So I don't know necessarily where they come from.
But I don't know if I'd necessarily buy a Beretta M1. I think it'd be cool to have, but I don't know if I'd necessarily buy one.
But yeah, I mean, go get one. Go get one. I should get one. I shouldn't even be talking.
Yeah, go get a Winchester one.
I would do one at Winchester one.
Yeah,
Winchester fanboy.
They're actually the cheapest one next to Springfield.
Yeah,
International Harvester is probably the most expensive one.
Probably.
And I haven't seen a lot of H&Rs, so. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, so we'll leave you at that. We already told you all that basic YouTuber bull crap, so yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Bye bye.
I gotta figure out where to put this on my shirt now.
Just clip it into your beard. Like, I know what you guys are thinking. Why the heck is this in my beard?